A mother-in-law's twisted control. When a wife fights back for her family. I thought that after getting married, I could still visit my parents as often as before, but I was wrong. My mother-in-law believed that once a woman married, she had to devote herself entirely to her husband's family. Not only did she forbid me from visiting my parents, but she also pressured my husband to cut ties with them. But I refused to let her control my life. And when I decided to fight back, everything changed forever. Join me as we uncover this story now. A daughter turned stranger. Emma was the only daughter in her family. She grew up surrounded by love, and even after marrying Ethan, she kept her habit of visiting her parents every weekend. But as soon as she entered her husband's household, she realized that her mother-in-law, Patricia, did not approve of this. The first time she visited her parents after the wedding, Patricia bluntly asked, "Why are you still going back to your parents' house? You are now part of this family. You should focus on taking care of your husband's household." Emma brushed it off as a casual remark. But over time, Patricia's disapproval became more apparent. Every time Emma planned to visit her parents, Patricia suddenly fell ill, insisting that Emma stay home to take care of her. If Emma refused, her mother-in-law would act cold and distant for days. Emma began to feel suffocated, but she had no idea that Patricia's plan was even bigger than she imagined. The shocking discovery. One day, she accidentally overheard a conversation between Patricia and Ethan. "Ethan, you need to teach your wife a lesson. She still clings to her old family. If she doesn't change, I think you should reconsider this marriage." Emma froze. Her mother-in-law didn't just want her to cut ties with her parents. She was threatening her marriage. She turned to Ethan, hoping he would defend her, but he remained silent. "Mom just wants what's best for us, Emma. It's not a big deal if you visit your parents less often." Emma's heart shattered. She couldn't believe that her own husband was siding with his mother without even asking for her feelings. That night, Emma picked up her phone to call her parents, but just as she dialed, Patricia snatched the phone from her hand. "From now on, you don't need to call that house anymore. This family is your real home now." Emma's skin crawled. "What are you doing? I have the right to talk to my parents." But Patricia didn't care. "If you insist on disobeying, I will make Ethan divorce you." This was her ultimatum. Patricia was forcing Emma to choose, but Emma wasn't someone who surrendered easily. The fight back. The next day, Emma prepared a plan. She met with Ethan privately and asked, "Do you really think I should abandon my own parents just because I married you?" Ethan hesitated. I just don't want to upset my mom." Emma laughed bitterly. "And what about me? Don't I matter?" For the first time, Ethan began to understand. But Emma knew that talking to him wasn't enough. She needed to expose the truth in front of everyone. That evening, during dinner, Emma looked directly at Patricia. "You said a daughter-in-law should dedicate herself to her husband's family. But what about my parents? Don't they deserve a daughter?" Patricia never expected Emma to challenge her so openly. "A good daughter-in-law listens to her elders. If you want to stay in this house, you must accept that." Emma calmly pulled out her phone and played a recording. It was Patricia's voice, from the conversation with Ethan the day before, clearly threatening him to divorce Emma if she didn't obey. The room fell into complete silence. Ethan's face paled as he turned to his mother, anger flashing in his eyes. "Mom, did you really say this?" Patricia stiffened, unable to respond. At that moment, Emma turned to Ethan. "I chose you because I love you. But if you can't stand up for me, then I can't stay in this marriage." Ethan was shaken. For the first time, he realized how much he had let his mother control their marriage. He turned to Patricia, his voice firm. "Mom, I love you, but I also love Emma, and I won't let you control our lives anymore." Patricia was stunned. She had never expected that her controlling ways would push her own son away. A new beginning. In the following days, Ethan made amends. He personally took Emma to visit her parents, making up for the time she had lost. As for Patricia, she didn't change overnight, but she no longer dared to openly control Emma. Emma knew she had won, not by fighting, but by forcing her husband to choose the right side. No one has the right to forbid a woman from loving her own family. A husband who cannot protect his wife from excessive control cannot build a lasting marriage. But most importantly, a strong woman never lets anyone decide her fate, because happiness is something we must fight for. What do you think of this story? If you were Emma, would you have confronted your mother-in-law like she did? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you love dramatic stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the next one. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.